Are we ready?
We are live.
All right. I will call this meeting to order, the Downtown Design Review Board for Thursday, May 9th. Item 1.2, I'll ask staff if this meeting conforms to the Kansas Open Meeting Act required notice.
Yes, I can confirm that the packet was posted and the notice was provided.
Thank you. Item 1.3, roll call.
I will now call the roll. Board Member Doak.
Here.
Board Member Romy.
Here.
Chair Manley.
Present.
Okay, we have 3 members present. That constitutes a quorum of the Design Review Board, and we have provided proper notice of today's meeting, so we can proceed with today's agenda, the next item being the minutes.
Do we have a motion for the approval or any comments or questions or changes for the minutes? If not, I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve the minutes as read.
I second it.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to item 3.1.
We have one public hearing review item for you today, and that is an application filed by Gleason & Son Signs on behalf of the Poppy and Vine Gift Shop. And the location is a building that's on the west side of South Santa Fe, north of Mulberry Street. And the street address for Poppy and Vine is 230A South Santa Fe Avenue. And we have provided a little bit of historical information in your packet, but one of the unique things about this property is it's essentially a single building that's been divided up into multiple tenant spaces, and there are individual owners of those spaces. In this particular space, the zoning lot for Poppy and Vine is only 14 feet wide. But this board recently approved a sign for Wally Wax that formerly occupied this space and moved to a new space at 145 South Santa Fe, Suite 101. And this space is now occupied by the Poppy and Vine Gift Shop. And Gleason & Son Signs has applied for a sign permit and a certificate of compatibility to allow the installation of a new exterior sign that would consist of a round polymetal sign face with cut vinyl letters. The sign face would be 3 feet by 4 feet in size, roughly, and it would be oriented towards Santa Fe. As we interpret the plans and the drawing, that this sign would not be illuminated, but would just be the vinyl letters. And so it's a single sign. Again, this is a small tenant space, so they're allowed to have up to 42 square feet of total sign area, but this sign is roughly 12 square feet, so it conforms, and it would be located so it's just above and south of the space where customers would enter the building. We have reviewed the sign. It conforms with the size limitations, and we believe it conforms with the downtown design review guidelines for signs, as we've outlined on page 3 of your report. We provided a sign allowance summary for the property just so you could review that, but your options this afternoon would be to approve the application, finding that the proposed wall sign will conform with the design guidelines for downtown Salina. You could approve the application subject to conditions. You could postpone consideration to a future meeting date if you feel like you need more information, or you could deny the application as presented if you can make findings that would support that denial. Following review of the application and any additional information presented at the hearing by the applicant, we would recommend option 2 with just our standard condition of approval that if there's any significant changes to the sign design or materials presented today, that these would be presented to staff and we would determine whether additional review by this board is required. We do have a representative from Gleason and Son Signs here this afternoon. If you have questions of them about the sign, and I guess we would like to confirm that we didn't see where this sign had any electrical hookup or any illumination, and we would get that confirmed, but staff doesn't have any other questions.
I would like to go a little bit out of order and welcome the applicant to the podium to confirm it's not illuminated.
Yeah, it's apparently not going to be illuminated.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from the board? All right, are there any additional comments by the applicant or any other interested citizens? Okay, hearing none and seeing none, I will bring it back to the board for a motion.
I move to approve the application subject that if there's any significant changes to the sign design or material, that it'll be sent back to our board administrative staff and for any further reviewing.
I'd like to second that.
It is moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 3-0.
Okay, that application has been approved, and we will get an approval letter out to the business owner and to the sign contractor.
Are there any administrative items for today?
I don't think we have anything to bring to the board's attention today, other than I would point out that the Planning Commission approved a plan for establishing a downtown farmers market that's going to be located in the City Lights parking lot at Santa Fe and Ash. And their first farmers market is going to be on Saturday morning, May 18th. And we would just want our board members to be aware of that and be welcome to attend.
Thank you. Mr. Inger, is there a possibility, this seems to come up with applicants about the illumination, is there a pretty standard question or a checkbox that we can add to the application that makes that clearer?
Well, there's a place for description, and the description is a 48-inch round flat cutout AMC panel with vinyl overlay installed flush against the building. And it could be as simple as saying, adding to that, sign will not be illuminated. But sometimes it's not completely clear from the information we get on the sign cut sheets, so we always try to confirm that at the meeting. And so if we don't see anything, we assume that it's not illuminated, but we always want to ask. And one way to do that is on the application for the description of the sign is just to say the sign will not be illuminated.
Or the method of illumination, it's probably just worth continuing to talk about since it is a routine thing that comes up. So
yeah, we either like to know that it's illuminated and be able to share that it is or isn't, and it's whether it's internally or externally. Some signs downtown are spotlit from the outside, and some have internal illumination, and that's what we want to make sure we're able to properly describe for the board.
okay. All right, is there item number 4? Is there any unfinished business or other business?
It does not look like at this point that this board is going to meet on Thursday, May the 23rd. And so that would push us into June before there are any other meetings, and I'm not aware of any, unless I'll look at my staff, but you guys aware of anything that's pending in the way of a sign permit or anything that's...
I'm not aware of anything, no.
So we do not, looks at this time that we will meet on Thursday, May 23rd, but we will keep you posted on the June meeting.
Okay, thank you. Public forum, is there any one from the public that would like to speak?
Don't have anyone
All right.
present in the room.
Brings us to adjournment. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Oh,
Go.
I'd like the motion
Move.
to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you.